Hi guys, hope your quarantines are going well. And I miss all of you by the way. So today I am going to walk you through a little tutorial using a few different drawing techniques that we've been practicing to focus on what I'm calling minutia in nature. So those are just small surface features of the landscape that are pretty easy for anyone to find. That could be grass, flowers, tree bark, leaves, anything organic and small. That's what we're going to be focusing on for this next cluster of drawings. Since we cannot be together in person and most of you do not have access to large paper, I'm thinking that for the remainder of the semester, I want to focus on really strengthening and expanding your skill sets, your techniques, with a larger number of small drawings, engaging with simple subject matter. So we'll be engaging with objects, we'll be engaging with space, and maybe one or two other things depending on how much time we have. So today I am out in beautiful nature, and I've decided to focus for my set of drawings on this lovely little cluster of white violets that I found on my lawn, which you can see here. Now I've tidied up around them just a little so you can get a better look at them, cleared away some of that dried grass. I don't know why my neighbors complain about my lawn. I think it looks perfect. Anyway, here we go. So, getting started today, I've got my 9 by 12 inch multimedia sketchbook, and we're going to begin with some observed contour drawing, just like what we practiced in the studio. And I'm starting out today with a couple different sizes of Pigma Micron pens. I've got a .08, which is a slightly fatter, wetter line, and a .05, which is going to give me a slightly finer line. Now, you really only need one pen or pencil if you don't have a pen for this practice, but having two will give you a little bit more opportunity to get a variety of line weights. Now, as you're beginning to draw, here is an important reminder. We are drawing from observation. Remember this, hold it in your minds. We're drawing what we see, not what we know is there. I know that there's a cluster of tiny flowers in front of me, but I am not going to draw symbolic flowers. I'm going to follow the lines of their contours and hopefully learn a little something about these flowers in the process. So here are the first few marks of the drawing. Drawing using an observed contour line, that means that I can look at my paper and at the objects I'm drawing, but I should spend more time on the objects, these violets. So you see they're nesting in kind of a snarl of grass and leaves. This gives me a great opportunity to follow one contour to the next, shifting back to my paper. You see I can begin just with a single blade of grass, which leads me to a second, which leads me to the edge of a third, which leads me around to the edge of a leaf. The edge of the leaf leads me to the edge of the petals of my first flower. This is a great way to visually organize space as well as spend time meditating on the beauty of the contours of these objects. Now you're working very slowly with this form of contour drawing, keeping that line slow and smooth and continuous, really flowing from a place of observation, watching where one blade of grass folds under the next and over the next until it disappears. Maybe beneath the leaf, maybe into its nest in the earth. So keeping that line as continuous as possible without necessarily always keeping your tool in contact with the page. Now, this blade of grass leads me to the contour of another small leaf. And so I proceed through my composition. All right, guys, here is my observed contour pen drawing composition. As you can see, I've used the idea of taking one contour to the next as a way of finding my way through the composition to kind of sprawl my forms out across the page. Here's one little cluster of flowers leading to a stem, which leads to this delicate leaf lying across the ground, which leads kind of into the main part of the composition, and on down to a simpler little cluster of forms at lower left. So that's how I'd like you to approach these drawings. Use all of your space. We're not working with a huge amount of space here, but you've got some sprawling room. So make sure you stagger out the forms that you choose to spend time meditating with to make a pleasing compositional dance with the edges of your page. And now I'm learning a lot about natural minutiae, spending some time out here with them. For instance, these delicate little, I'm not sure if they're plantain ground ivy or something like that. They're so young and tender. Take a look at them. They're coiled up like tiny fruit roll-ups, just getting ready to uncurl in the April sunshine. So beautiful. Oh, all right. Next tutorial, we are going to play around with colored pencil and graphite. Happy drawing, guys.